They lied to you. Not because they wanted to, not because they meant to, because they were afraid of what you would feel.
You have felt it. The conversation that went too smoothly, the feedback that came back too clean. You sat with it afterwards, turning it over, knowing something was missing, but unable to name what they chose not to say. Think about the last difficult conversation someone brought to you. Now think about how long they sat on it before they did. The version you received, was it the first draft, or the one they had already softened 3 times before they opened their mouth? You have sat across from someone, watching their face, and known before they finished speaking that something had been removed. You did not say anything, because naming it would have made it worse, and they knew that too. Here is what is often happening. When people sense that you read emotion with precision, for many of them, something shifts, not toward safety, toward exposure, not the fear of being judged, the fear of being fully understood. Researchers call this the transparency paradox. The more visible your emotional processing appears to others, the more they manage what they give you to process. They are not protecting themselves, they are protecting you from themselves. Carl Jung argued that we attract what we project, not what we want. You projected attunement, depth, the capacity to hold complexity. So people brought you the manageable version of their complexity. The rest they kept. Here is the reversal. You assumed that reading people deeply made you the safest person in the room to tell the truth to. It made you the most dangerous, because everyone knew you would actually understand what it meant. And so a loop forms. You sense something is missing. They filter more. You withdraw slightly. Not from them, from the version they are presenting. Think of the colleague who stopped bringing you the real problem, the friend who started giving you the highlight reel. They did not pull away, they edited.
The cost of this loop is not that people stop talking to you. They talk to you constantly. The cost is that you become the most emotionally connected and simultaneously the most informationally isolated person in every room you walk into. Viktor Frankl observed that we do not suffer from our circumstances. We suffer from the meaning we assign them. For years, you assigned this isolation the meaning of sensitivity, of being a lot, of being too much for ordinary people to be fully honest with. Here is the uncomfortable question. Are you the person who receives the filtered version? Or are you the one doing the filtering for someone you love? Most people, when they sit with this, honestly, discover they are both. At the same time, in the same relationships, the compassionate truth, the one nobody says, is this. The people filtering their words around you are not lying because they think you are weak. They are lying because they believe you will feel it more than they can manage. That is not contempt. That is a strange form of love. So what do you do with this? You do not perform less emotional depth that is not available to you. What you do is this. You name what you are noticing out loud before the other person edits it away, not as an accusation, as an invitation, because the loop only breaks in one direction, not from their end, from yours. When you demonstrate, not claim, that honesty will not shatter you, the calculation changes. Slowly, conversation by conversation. The room you were always capable of creating begins to exist. They lied to you, not because they wanted to, not because they meant to, because they were afraid of what you would feel. The people who love you most have been protecting you from the truth for years. The question is not whether you can handle it. The question is, did they ever give you the chance to prove it? This is Deep Signal Pro. Until next time, know yourself.